Have you ever felt like you're just playing it safe, kind of holding back from what you truly want to do? Well, today we're diving into an incredible speech by Denzel Washington. It's basically a masterclass on why taking risks isn't just a good idea, it's the only way to live a life that really, truly matters. All right, let's jump in. Right out of the gate, he hits us with this. And look, he's not just talking about huge life or death gambles. He's talking about all those little, everyday choices we make to stay cozy in our comfort zone. But Denzel is telling us, straight up, that the good stuff, the real growth, the fulfillment, it's waiting for us on the other side of that fear. Okay, so if taking risks is the price of admission for a worthwhile life, what happens when you take that leap and you just completely faceplant? This brings us to his first huge idea, and honestly, it's a total game changer for how we think about failure. He calls it falling forward. You know how we're always told to have something to fall back on? A plan B, a safety net. Well, Denzel argues that a safety net is often just an excuse not to fully commit. It's like a pre-planned acceptance of settling for less. His philosophy is so much better. If you're gonna fall, fall forward. At least that way you can see what you're about to hit, and you can learn something from the impact. It literally turns failure into an education. And believe me, he's lived this. Early in his career, he saw the perfect opportunity, a role in a Broadway musical that he just knew was for him. There was just one teensy tiny problem. He couldn't sing at all. So yeah, he failed, publicly. Can you imagine the sting of that? The self-doubt that must have crept in? But did he fall back on some other career? Nope. He took that rejection and used it as fuel. He walked out of that theater more determined, ready for the next audition and the one after that. This quote just flips the whole script, doesn't it? It says, failure isn't a sign that you're weak, it's proof that you're in the game. It's a badge of honor that says you're actually trying. So let me just ask you, when was the last time you really failed at something? So you're ready to embrace failure. You've got the mindset, but Denzel is super clear on this next point. A mindset without action? That's just a nice thought. It's not going to get you anywhere. He makes such an important distinction here. Think about it. Saying, I want to be a writer, that's a dream. But saying, I'm going to write for 30 minutes every single day, that's a goal. One is just a wish floating out in the universe, the other is a concrete plan that you can actually execute. The lesson here is so simple but so profound. You just can't expect different results if you keep doing the same old things. If you want something new, you have to do something new. You have to step out of that comfort zone and do the hard work. And to really drive this point home, he tells a few stories about some legends. First, Baseball Hall of Famer Reggie Jackson. The guy struck out 2,600 times. 2,600. That's more than anybody else in the history of the sport. But he's not the only one. Then you've got Thomas Edison. We all think of him as this brilliant genius, but do we ever stop and think about the 1,000 times he failed before he finally got that light bulb to work? 1,000 times. Every single one was a fall forward. And here's the kicker, right? We don't remember the strikeouts. We don't remember all the failed experiments. We remember the home runs and the light bulb. Society remembers the breakthroughs, not the messy, frustrating, and absolutely necessary process it took to get there. All right, so you're embracing failure, you're setting goals, and taking action. But for what? What's the point of it all? This brings us to a much bigger question that goes beyond just personal success and into purpose. This is where Denzel challenges us to completely redefine what success even means. It's not about what you collect for yourself, it's about what you do with what you have. The real measure of your life isn't your bank account, it's your impact. What are you going to contribute? And the beautiful part is, this is for everybody. Your gift doesn't have to be some grand monetary thing. It can be your time, your unique talent, your patience, your kindness. We all have these things. Every single one of us has something we can give. So you're taking risks, you're falling forward, you're focused on giving, but your life still feels like a complete mess. You feel totally lost. What do you do then? Well, Denzel has some really powerful words for anyone feeling that way. I mean, just look at his own story. He started in pre-med, taking a class called cardiac morphogenesis, which he jokes he couldn't even pronounce. Then he jumped to pre-law, then to journalism. His GPA tanked to a 1.8, and he ended up having to take time off from school. His path was anything but a straight line.
And it was right there, at his absolute lowest point, in the most random place, his mom's beauty shop, that a woman he didn't even know changed his life. She just looked at him and gave him this prophecy. You are going to travel the world and speak to millions of people. The lesson here is so clear. Your life isn't going to be defined by some perfect plan you map out when you're 20. It's going to be defined by the risks you take, the people you bump into along the way, and the faith you manage to hold on to when you have no idea what's next.
And he leaves his audience with this absolutely haunting image. He says, imagine you're at the end of your life, and standing all around your bed are the ghosts of the ideas you never acted on, the talents you never used, and they're angry at you because you were the only one who could have brought them to life. Then he asks, how many ghosts are going to be around your bed? Wow, that is an urgent, powerful call to action if I've ever heard one.
So, after all that wisdom, what's the ultimate takeaway? It really comes down to these two words. Two simple but totally life-changing words. Take the risk. Learn from the impact. And no matter what you do, fall forward. Because the world is waiting for what only you can bring.